Welcome to the Eczema Warrior podcast. I'm your host, Julia Chen. I'm here to help you heal your eczema naturally so you can finally live your best damn life. Many years ago in my own eczema healing journey, I was stuck and confused on how to heal my skin. Fast forward to today, after many lessons learned and lots of trial and error, I am now living my best life and traveling the world with clearer skin. If you're an eczema or TSW warrior who desires a life of food freedom and is wanting to heal your skin without steroids while using mindset and manifestation as a tool, you're in the right place. Now let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 76 of the Eczema Warrior podcast. I'm so excited. Today, this episode is the very first episode where I'm recording it on my new microphone. If you've been following this podcast, I have been podcasting on my iPhone over the past year. I don't know if you guys can even tell that it's been on an iPhone, but I hope this time around with my new microphone, you can really hear the difference. There's not going to be any background noise, hopefully. And I literally upgraded to the best of the best mics. So I'm very excited to start using this mic, and I'm going to be recording myself podcasting and creating videos from there. So definitely stay tuned for the next episodes from here on. But I'm very excited that I set this mic up. It was a super easy process, honestly. I ordered the podcast kit from a music store, picked it up right away, set it up, literally took 2 seconds to put the microphone together. And I got the USB and XLR version of this mic, which is the MV7 Plus. But I'm actually just using the USB cord because I did a lot of research about this. If you're traveling, it's much easier to use a USB because that way you don't need to have an interface and a bunch of other gear that you need to set up your microphone. I have it all set up and I'm so excited that I feel like almost a professional in podcasting. You know, I'm not famous yet with my podcast yet, but we're going to act as if I'm already famous by using the top quality microphones. And this is manifestation, right? I'm acting as if I'm already successful with my podcast. It's reaching millions of people. I'm having famous guests on my podcast. And I'm going to start with investing in myself and getting a new microphone. That is literally manifestation. And I'm so excited for you guys to tune in and get the best quality of my episodes. Okay, life update besides me getting my new microphone. I just got back from London, England not too long ago, and it was actually my friend's bridal shower over the weekend. So my best friend is getting married. That's a whole reason why I came back to Canada. And I'm the bridesmaid for this wedding, which is coming up very soon. I'm very excited to be at this wedding. It's actually my first wedding I've ever really been to. Everyone always gets so surprised. They're like, Julia, have you never been to a wedding? I don't know. I just never been to one. So I'm going to be going to her wedding, but I'm really excited to share with you guys my experience. Yeah, I'll let you guys know how it goes. Okay, I'm just really excited right now. I'm like sitting at my desk, like with this beautiful microphone in front of me. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about today's episode, which is about practicing gratitude for your eczema and for your chronic symptoms. I actually hopped on Instagram stories a week ago to talk about how important practicing gratitude is, how the more you practice gratitude, the more healing you're going to see. And it's not just about practicing gratitude for things in your life, but it's also practicing things that you don't have, which is something that I've learned in reading one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's books. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about Dr. Joe Dispenza. I talk about it a lot in my CYE group calls and modules, but he's a very well-known author, speaker. He's a researcher in neuroscience, and he studies the brain and how people have literally healed their ailments and their illnesses and had miraculous healing from healing the mind. So if you guys haven't checked him out yet, I highly recommend. When it comes to gratitude, there's a lot of science around what gratitude can actually do to the body. Not only does it help with reducing stress and anxiety, it actually helps to lower cortisol levels, which in the previous episodes, I talked all about how when you have elevated cortisol levels, you're going to be constantly inflamed and you're going to be in the constant fight or flight response. Now, if you're practicing gratitude regularly, it is actually linked to lowering your cortisol levels. Practicing gratitude also helps to produce positive emotions because you're focusing on positive things in your life. And in that way, that's going to help with emotional regulation. And it's going to help you with your emotional well being. There's also studies that have shown that practicing gratitude actually helps with your immune function because, as we know, eczema is often linked to your immune system. You want to be improving your immune system if you want to improve your eczema. And so gratitude could be a great way in helping with that. So all in all, you can see that gratitude is such a powerful tool to use in your daily practice. First of all, it's free, it's easy. It literally takes 5 minutes of your day. So I don't know why people aren't doing enough of it. Honestly, it's like such a game changer. It makes me feel so amazing. It makes me just feel so more appreciative of things in my life when I actually take moments and take time in my day to appreciate them, right? It's one thing to appreciate it by just thinking about it, like, okay, I appreciate my friend or I appreciate my body, and like go about your day. It's way more impactful when you actually sit down and do the practice. This is something that I actually did with my client in a coaching call a week ago. I asked her to write down 10 statements, 10 gratitude statements about her eczema and about her body. And I will tell you, you guys, like the things that she wrote down, I was like, oh my God, my heart. It was so heartwarming to hear that she could find these amazing things and changing her perspective with her healing by focusing on the positive. And she read out those statements to me, and I was like, wow, take what you just wrote down and put that piece of paper on the wall. And I want you to read it every single day to yourself because it's that powerful. And she literally felt so much better from writing it down and repeating it to herself. And we'll talk about some journaling prompts as well. But I just wanted to let you guys know how impactful and powerful gratitude can be. And really, what it comes down to is that gratitude is just nurturing the mind, right? Nurturing the mind body connection. And you guys know how big I am when it comes to healing the mind, healing the gut brain connection, how critical it is when it comes to your healing journey. And you want to be pairing this type of mindset work, this type of healing with your protocol, which usually most protocols will include a diet and supplement recommendations. But the most powerful way of healing your body completely and have long lasting healing and changes is to pair a protocol with your diet and supplements and mindfulness and manifestation together. Strategy and mindset equals more healing. It equals lifelong healing. And using gratitude as one of the tools with your mindfulness is super easy, and everybody should be doing it. So when we think about practicing gratitude, we usually think of practicing gratitude for things that we already have in our life. For example, if you're practicing gratitude, you might be grateful for your friends, your family, your loved ones. You might be practicing gratitude for your career that you have, the house that you live in, right? These are things we already have in our life we're practicing gratitude for. But what's really interesting, and it's what I actually read in Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, is you want to actually practice gratitude for things you don't have yet. Because when you're practicing gratitude, you're in a state of receivership, meaning your body and your mind is in a state where you're open to receiving more things into your life. You're open to receiving more abundance and opportunities that life has to offer. Because when you're grateful for things you have, you're receiving these things, right? You have amazing friends, you have amazing family, you have an amazing loved one. These are things you have in your life. So you're receiving these in your life. You already have them. So what about applying that same concept to the things you don't have and feeling gratitude for them? Because in this way, you're sending signals and signs to the universe that you are ready to receive them. Just like you were ready to receive your career, your family, your perfect husband, your perfect partner. Same idea. And this is basically the universal law, the law of attraction. Whatever positive thoughts you have, whatever positive beliefs you have, you're going to attract more of it. And then opposite, if you have negative thoughts, if you have a negative belief, you're also going to attract more of that. Like attracts like. And so when you're practicing gratitude for the things you don't have yet, but you're positive about it because you want it, this is going to attract more of it into your life. The law of attraction and also the power of intention, right? You're intentionally trying to attract that into your life. So think about this for a second, right? Think about right now in your journey, you're probably wanting to achieve clear skin. You want your eczema to be completely gone. You want to heal all of your rashes, the itching, the textured skin, the rough skin. You just want to have glowing skin. For those of you who don't have eczema and you have a lot of gut issues, you have a lot of fatigue and any other kind of inflammation that's not normal in the body, you want to get rid of that. You want to achieve that. Right? So, in this practice of gratitude, I want you to practice it as if you no longer have those symptoms. You want to practice gratitude as if those symptoms are already gone. You can basically do this in past tense. But before we get into some of the journaling prompts we're going to talk about, I just want you to remember that practicing gratitude is more than just being grateful for the things you already have. I want you to apply the concept that gratitude is a state of receivership. So if you're practicing gratitude for things you don't have, you're going to have more of it. You can start affirming to yourself or writing in your journal, "Thank you, eczema, for being here because it's teaching me how to take care of myself. Thank you, my body, for showing me the signs and symptoms that I need to take care of it. Because if it didn't, then I wouldn't know. Thank you for my gut giving me the symptoms of bloating and gas, even though they're uncomfortable, but it's letting me know that I'm stressed and I need to slow down." These are some examples where you're grateful for your body communicating with you. So that way your body is going to respond and it knows that you're listening to it. When you're practicing gratitude for things you don't have yet and you want this goal of clear skin and having a healthy body and feeling amazing in your body and yourself, you're basically creating that dream reality. You're not there yet, but you're practicing gratitude as if you already are. And feeling this deep gratitude and having this clear intention of this goal is only going to draw that goal closer to you. It's going to amplify those emotions because you're obviously going to have good emotions when you're practicing gratitude. And there are more emotions you can feel into what it's like to have that dream life, then this is visualization and this is powerful manifestation. Manifestation works when you visualize, when you meditate, when you believe, but more importantly is when you feel into the emotions of what it's like to have that dream life. So here are 3 gratitude journal prompts I want you to think about. You can even pause this episode as I'm going through each of the questions and start journaling about it. You can write down the question and then journal it after the podcast episode. Whatever you do, just make sure you find a comfortable space to actually sit down and journal. Not writing it on your phone, literally pulling out your journal, a pen and paper, and start writing these questions and writing your answers in paragraph form. Okay, the first gratitude journal prompt is, what are some positive things you're grateful for when it comes to your eczema and your skin? I'm sure there are a lot of positive things you can find about your journey, so really think about this one. Number 2, what have you learned from living with eczema and your current symptoms? What has it taught you? What are some good lessons? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your body? Think about it in a positive way. The third journal prompt are basically gratitude statements. So I want you to write 10 gratitude statements starting with "I am grateful" and write down 10 statements of what you're grateful for when it comes to your eczema, your gut, your health issues. And you can write this in present tense or past tense. When you write it in past tense, you're basically manifesting that this has already happened. For example, "I am grateful that my eczema is healed." Past tense. It's not healed yet, but we're going to manifest it. We're going to practice gratitude as if it already is. "I am grateful that my gut is healed." "I am grateful I no longer have itching." "I am grateful I am no longer bloated." "I am grateful that I feel amazing in my body." "I am grateful that I'm giving my body what it needs to heal and it's responding from it." "I am grateful that my body is listening to me just like I'm listening to her." "I am grateful for what this journey has taught me." "I am grateful that I now know what the mind-body connection is all about." These are some examples, right? I want you to really think about what applies to you and resonates with you the most. And lastly, the key thing here when it comes to writing these journal prompts is I don't want you just to write it down and just like sometimes when we write in our journal, we like write so fast and we don't actually like take a moment to think about what we just wrote down. I want you to do this with your prompts. As you're writing down the answers to these questions, really think about that sentence. Close your eyes if you need to and feel into it. Imagine it. How does it make you feel? Really, really feel into it. Take your time, no rush. But the key is to be mindful and conscious of what you're writing and also how you're feeling. And start doing this kind of practice every single day. Going over these questions again and having a gratitude practice like this every morning or every night. Maybe in the nighttime, you could ask yourself, okay, what went well today? What did I learn about myself today? What was positive out of my day? Picking things in your day, in your life that is working out, that is positive. Because the thing is with our brains is that we often look for problems. It's just what our brains do. We look for problems because the brain literally solves problems, but we also tend to focus on the negative because that's just what we do. And so we really have to be intentional in choosing positive thoughts and choosing what is working and focusing our attention on things that are working. To do that is, of course, practicing gratitude and being positive for the amazing things in your life. No one's life is perfect. No one has perfect skin. I'm actually flaring right now because there's a lot of stuff going on and I'm not thriving in the environment that I'm in, but I have to be here because of events going on and seeing family. And so I really have to learn to surrender and accept that it's going to be okay. Just being positive about where I am and just try my best in being grateful that I get to be home and see my friends and see my family. And it's hard sometimes, right? Especially when you're struggling in a flare or you don't feel good in your body and your body's literally screaming symptoms at you. But I think sometimes it's good to just reflect and slow down and give yourself time for that. Because when we don't do that and we're not intentional with our gratitude practice, we're going to get lost in the day to day. We're going to get lost in our own thoughts, in our own mind. And that's only going to make the journey harder. That's what I have for today's episode. I hope you found it helpful. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me at juliachen.rd on Instagram or even in my email. I will love to support you on your journey. Mindfulness, manifestation, gratitude is everything that we do inside my programs. And you can apply for coaching in the show notes below. And if you like this episode, please leave us a review on Apple iTunes or Spotify. This is really going to help with the podcast growing. And I'm going to be famous one day on the podcast because I have a fancy microphone. So if you don't mind leaving a review, that's the only way for the podcast to grow and reach more people and change more lives. And that's it. I look forward to seeing your guys' reviews. I look forward to talking with you guys some more. And we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Now, before I let you go, I want to let you know I have this amazing eczema visualization. This visualization has helped me so much when it comes to manifesting eczema healing flares faster than I can ever imagine, reducing the itch, and just feeling great in my body. This is the exact same visualization I use for my own healing as well as my clients' healing as well. And if you want to receive this visualization, then all you have to do is leave us a review and tell us what you think about the podcast. Screenshot it, send it to your email at hello@juliachen.ca, and you will receive the visualization to your inbox. I look forward to seeing your review, and we will see you in the next episode.